there, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ann Moses, and if you're watching me for the first time, like I said, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. You're my returning subscriber. God bless you, and thanks for keeping me back here, and welcome back, welcome back. Just get seated, you know how we roll. What does it really take to build a great marriage? Does it really take so much? Does it really cost so much? And today in our environment, a lot of us, we just make it look like marriage is one big thing. This marriage is not easy, or this marriage is not easy. We keep saying it. Does it really take so much to build or to keep a great marriage? For me, it doesn't really take so much. It's just that we don't realize those little things that makes the marriage to break, those little things that we are supposed to do to make the marriage work and stand and go well for us. So today I have 20 what it takes to make your marriage a great one. Believe that the purpose of you getting married is that you're going to make things work, things that don't work in other people's hands. Believe that this marriage is bringing you together. You're going to affect someone's life positively, because marriage is coming, you're coming from one background, your man is coming from another background, so you're going to be sharing your ideas, your culture and everything, like I said, ideas, and your guy is going to be coming with his own ideas and culture and everything. So you're going to marry yours with the other person, and you're going to have people coming in and out to learn from you. So propose that the marriage you are walking into it, you are going to establish something. You're going to make what you know to stand, and you're going to make someone else's ideas, bring them together, marry them together, and make them work for the purpose of that strong union and to make the marriage a great one. Number two, think before you walk into that marriage. If you think well before you walk into that marriage, you pray, you listen to God's instruction, you take instructions from the maker of you and that marriage you are walking into, you will get it well. That takes me to the book of Ephesians chapter 4, verse 2 to 3. I'm going to read a short of it. It says, be completely humble and gentle, be patient, being with one another in love. Be completely patient, gentle, and being with one another in love. You can take your time and read the rest of it. It's taken from the book of Ephesians chapter 4, verse 2 to 3. So you have to learn how to be patient. Some of my videos I have mentioned in before. So you have to be patient in your marriage. You're not going to be carrying patience all over, but little patience set in and out, you'll be able to pull through things. So you must learn to be patient. The third one is don't give up on your partner. Learn not to give up on your partner. Learn to be patient with your partner. Learn to work out things. Learn and believe that this thing I am working on, it will not go bad. It is going to work, and it must work. If you prepare yourself and propose this thing, I am going to make it work, it will work. The fourth one is treat your spouse well. Make sure you treat him well. Talk with him well. Understand with him. When he tells you something is not available, be ready to understand with him. These little things, they count. These little things, you should be the first person to know when your husband, your spouse is going through times. You should be able to cover up and make things work. So learn to treat your spouse well. The next one is say sorry outrightly when you go wrong. When something goes wrong, even when it is not you that has done something wrong, maybe your spouse is complaining about something. This video is actually for both the male and the female counterpart. If something has gone wrong, or something is going wrong, or something has just happened, learn to say you're sorry outrightly. It goes a long way. Be humble, be sincere about it. Say sorry to whatever is wrong, and you're supposed to say sorry. Don't wait until your partner or your husband or your wife says sorry before you say sorry. Learn to say sorry in between. Just come up and say, I own up and say, I am sorry about what has happened. The next one is learn to encourage each other. Learn to encourage your spouse in the sense that when there's no food in the house, this looks like it's small, but it's part of the things that causes marriages, causes problems and fights in marriages. Learn as a woman to pick one or two things in the house. Make something available for the home, and don't shout, don't scream about it. Just learn to understand, because the man will not stay and see that there's no food or there's something going on. Nothing is at home, and he will want to stay and be happy. Sometimes the resources are not there, he does not have. The next one, which is number 7, is don't assume always. Choose to treat him well. Don't assume he has and he is not bringing. Just choose to be nice to him. choose to understand with him. Sometimes choose to be patient, because sometimes he's not even bringing this money because he's saving it for school fees, for electricity bills and all that, rent and other things. Sometimes choose not to assume, choose to understand with him and make things balance for him. He will definitely appreciate you. Number 8, don't have too much separate interest. Let your interest not be separate from his. Let his interest not be separate. Even when you know his interest is separate from you, find a way of sliding into your interest into his own. Marry them together and make them work, make them become one. Number 9, don't dwell on issues for too long. Do not dwell on issues, those things that hurt you. Don't dwell on them for too long. Always learn to forgive and let go. Number 10, be your spouse partner. Be his partner, because you can see the points are in line with each other. If you are his partner, you will understand what he's going through part-time and at any time. The 11th one is those things that hurt others, don't allow them creep into you and hurt you. The 12th one is compliment your spouse always. Learn to compliment him. Tell him thank you when you're supposed to. Even when you don't, he's not expecting a thank you. Just tell him thank you. Sometimes what I do, maybe I'm driving, I just call my husband, thank you for this car. I do it. Appreciate your husband, because they do so much. Appreciate your spouse. It could be your wife, it could be your husband. Just learn to appreciate them. Just give a call and say thank you, I appreciate you. They might ask for what, and you're like, no, I just want to appreciate you and tell you I love you. It goes a long way. The next one, which is the 13th one, there are actually 14 points here. Okay, fine. The next one here is be your husband's friend. Be very close to him. Be his friend. A friend is that person that understands, that speaks every day for the other person. You stand for him. You speak for him. You joy with him. You pain with him. Be his friend or be her friend. Be your spouse's friend. The last one is always see everything good about your spouse. Be positive about life. See everything good about it. Even when he goes wrong, just see that thing would have come in as a mistake, that something nice can come out of it. Make it and make it well, and at the end of the day, you will get it where you enjoy your marriage. These are basically, for me, the points, because I'm married and these points have really worked for me. And basically, like I said, these are things that will give you that great marriage. So 15, don't complain about your spouse. Don't complain, especially complaining to neighbors. Your spouse has done this. You go to your office, people are gisting. You don't have anything to say. The next thing you bring to the table is your spouse did this, he did that, he doesn't do this, he dropped his stockings while he comes back from the office. He dropped them this way, he drops them the other way, he drops. You're exposing your spouse, you're exposing your privacy. Do not complain about your spouse. Always be patient with him, work with him, make things right. 16, give him a treat occasionally. Occasionally take your spouse out. I had mentioned it before, and it exists. There's no two ways about it. It is what has existed. My point here, or standing right in front of you, is to just remind you of the things you're not doing, or the ones you're doing. The ones you're not doing, you pick up from here and you start doing them. Give him a treat occasionally. Take him out for a drive, a ride. 40 minutes ride, it's something. Always treat your spouse and be nice and be kind to your spouse. 17, don't fight with your spouse, especially outside. Even inside, you don't fight with your spouse because your children are watching. And if you fight with your spouse, especially the male counterpart, you're teaching your son how to be a Tyson in his marriage. So you don't need to fight your wife. You need to pet your wife, and the wife, you don't need to go violent with your man. You need to be his friend, and as always. The next one is be kind to your spouse in your words. Your words, your spoken words, your action. Just learn to be kind to your spouse. 19, be faithful to your spouse. Learn not to go back to your ex and say, okay, we have had it before and his own is sweeter. I still want to have some nice time with my ex. Be faithful. Learn and purpose and choose to be faithful to your spouse is very important. Be the male or the female, being faithful in your marriage is very important because there's a blessing for it. The last one here is appreciate your spouse continuously. Don't be tired of saying thank you. Don't be tired of saying I love you. Don't be tired of saying if it's not you, I won't be here. Don't be tired of saying it cannot be done. It couldn't have been done without you. Don't be tired of saying I couldn't have been best. It couldn't have been the best somewhere. It couldn't have been better somewhere else. Learn to appreciate and keep appreciating and contributing to your spouse's life and even to the home, your house, your family, learn to contribute and continuously appreciating your marriage. God bless you and thanks for stopping by. And until I come your way in my next video from Here Is Love. Bye.